Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech protected.
Local news, politics, business, sports, arts, music. Mike and Marty on the beat. Mike and Marty.
Good morning, Bellows Falls and Keene, and welcome to the feed. It's Mike. Marty's in Ireland doing falconry.
Yeah, and if you want to think of me as Marty, you can.
And this is David. David Stern's here today. A little unusual show. We're going to split it in half. But first, David's here to talk about his production he's putting on called Merrily We Roll Along. It's going to be next stage art opening this weekend.
Yep, the show it's a Stephen Sondheim, George Firth musical called Merrily We Roll Along. Was written in the early mid-'70s. It opened on Broadway and ran 16 performances before it was closed and panned by the critics.
Wow.
And since then, it's had 2 revivals, but the most recent revival in New York was a huge hit with Daniel Radcliffe of Harry Potter fame.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the leads, and Lindsay Mendez. Anyway, it was a very highly touted production, which I got to go see.
Oh, nice.
And I really didn't know Merrily We Roll Along at all. Nobody seemed to talk about it, and I walked into the theater, and I've always been a Sondheim lover.
I know that.
So
Yes.
I thought, well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's sort of the way I used to think about seeing a Woody Allen movie, which you're not supposed to, has all kinds of issues now.
But, yes.
But I used to think, well, there is a mind behind this movie. I know that something will be there.
Uh-huh.
So I went to see Merrily, and it was amazing. It's a beautiful show about 3 friends. The show opens at the end of their friendship. They are now as old as we will ever see them, and they have just, through their lives and the choices they've made, they've split apart. Mm-hmm. Usually in a very violent or explosive way. Their friendship has ended. And then we move back in time, just sort of year by year. The ensemble actually counts off years.
Oh, really?
They're like 1968. And then we relive going back to where their friendship started. And it's a beautiful way to see how the choices we make result in where we end up and with whom we end up and why a little bit. So in that sense, I think it's just a beautiful look. It can be a little, it's unusual to go backward in time.
Right.
And it even
rare,
can be confusing because you have to remember what came first and how this thing worked. But even still, the collage of experiences and the putting together of these lives is really quite beautiful. And the music is some of the best I think Sondheim ever composed. It's just gorgeous and catchy, and I can't stop singing it, but I will not subject you all to that right now.
That's great. Some of the promotional pictures you put out were in black and white. Which I really like. And so is that carried forth into the production itself, or?
So it is, and we've gone through a couple of different. It's fun. I have a very experienced cast, and they're very strong, and they have a lot of opinions, which has been great for us to build together. We do have there's sort of 3 bodies of performer in the show. There's an ensemble that really acts almost like a chorus.
Okay.
A Greekish chorus of sorts, and they just take on all the roles that aren't either the 3 friends or their very intimate acquaintances. And the 3 friends are rendered in color. Their costumes are color and so on like that. Their acquaintances, their close friends in the show, have a little hint of color. They might have a cravat or a tie, or And then when you go out to the ensemble, everybody's in black and white. And so when the ensemble, they really move. In fact, there's a bunch of numbers called the Blob, and the Blob is this high society group of elite New York socialites, and the fact that they're all black and white, that they have very related but kind of ostentatious garb, really ties them together visually, and they function as much as a whole as they do as individuals.
Interesting. Yeah.
So their music is wonderful.
So
there's one song
okay.
where one of the friends is singing sort of for the group, for this high society group, at a big party to share this idea for a musical they have. And Sondheim has the group start to interrupt musically. So he's singing along this beautiful melodic song, and they just start bursting in with gossip, all done musically, that then becomes a cacophony of both songs being sung simultaneously. And they both have integrity, and they're both full songs, and they both work together, which is...
It sounds like there's a lot going on.
Really amazing.
Really a lot of technique.
It's been one of the hardest musical shows we've ever done, just in terms of the challenge of the music. And, you know, we've had people come in to play the music and sit down, musicians, and go, wow. But it's been a long, tough rehearsal process, but we are ready.
Good. And you're opening this weekend.
We open Friday. We're at Next Stage in Putney. You can get tickets if you're so interested at wildgooseplayers.com. Tickets are $28 in advance and $30 at the door. There's been so much. I mean, I realize that's more than some tickets, but also,
but still.
You know, just the rights are $5,000 for the show, and then you start building sets and costumes and so on. So we hope we do okay, but we're excited to bring it no matter what.
Yeah. How is the relationship between Next Stage and Wild Goose then?
Great. We actually started working with Next Stage as they were our 501c3 pass-through as we sought our own 501c3. And initially we were sort of a house company for them. We would do a lot of shows down at Next Stage. But when we got our own space and we started to do more at the Opera House, next year we're going to be doing, I don't know that we will be at Next Stage at all. We're really excited, frankly, to focus in Bellows Falls.
We like that,
which is our hometown. But we're going to be doing 2 Opera House shows. Wow. Which we tried once, and it was kind of overwhelming, but it culminated in COVID. So
I think that's
we don't think that we're responsible. But we're excited to do it again. We're going to do another Sondheim. We're doing Matilda in the winter, in March, which is a great show. I know it's a kid's book, but boy, it's not a kid's musical. Kids can go, and it's great for kids, but it's like the best of Pixar in that, you know, everybody can really enjoy it. And then we're doing another Sondheim Company a year from now at the Opera House. Wow. So we're excited to really focus in town.
Yeah, you're really going.
We are really going.
You're really going.
And we've been doing our monthly incubator projects, which are new plays that local playwrights are bringing, and we do readings. And then we often translate those readings into full productions. So we just had Year One, which came out of that, and
timely,
and we look forward to having another one. The shows that keep coming are amazing. Who knew that we had so many wonderful playwrights sitting in our midst?
Well, thank you, David. I know this
pleasure.
is a whirlwind interview, but it's really great to have you. And people go see Merrily We Roll Along this weekend.
Thank you.
Is it going to be 2 weekends?
It's going to be 2 weekends. We close on the 10th.
Great.
Sunday the 10th. And we still have a lot of tickets available for the second weekend, although the show is frankly selling really well.
Good.
It's fun. It all comes in on my computer. So all the sales come in. Can be a lot of fun to look at your computer.
Yes.
Look,
somebody's coming.
Yeah, people are coming. All right, well, thank you so much.
We'll
see you next time.